I tend to shit on branding people because I'm like, okay, that's cool. You figured out your color palette and you came up with a cool logo and you came up with a brand. But branding and marketing doesn't matter if it's not partnered with lead generation and generating business and putting money in the coffers, right? Because I could spend $200,000 tomorrow on a redesign of Consolidated Coaching or the Scott and Dallas mortgage team, and it could look all pretty and we could have all the takeaways and the websites and the funnels and everything. But if it doesn't convert into clients one way or another, either with that 5-star review idea or with actual butts in seats and, you know, the phone ringing, then it was just a waste of money. And what I liked in your book is you were talking about like, hey, yeah, this is a little bit about branding and marketing, but it's a lot about A/B testing different ways to get to market fast and get consumers engaged fast. So, you know, when somebody comes to you and you come back with, hey, you should be the dog title company, that's a big leap of faith for them to say, oh, well, we know what you charge and you came back with dogs. So can you talk a little bit about how you're going to market and testing this and actually putting dollars in pockets?
Yeah. So I wrote a book in 2018. The first book I wrote was called Fire Them Now. It was about unethical marketers. And part of what I found in my research for that book by talking to over 100 CEOs was A/B testing is done by almost every marketing. If you're marketing firm and doing A/B testing on one message versus another message, that's almost fraudulent. But the way that 99% of marketers do it is they go, hey, we sat around a table, Scott, and we had a brainstorming session and we came up with these 2 ideas. Let's go A/B test them. I think that is completely fraudulent. What I'm saying is I only A/B test what we found in the data would work. And then we're A/B testing to figure out which one works the best. So for instance, we did a protein powder company. They're a 8-figure company. And we found in their data a bunch of different things. I think 50% of their market was vegan, vegetarian. So they offered a vegan, vegetarian protein, like a pea protein powder and all this stuff. But one of the things we also found was something like 73% of their market hated soda. Seriously, like, isn't that crazy? Like, how would you find that out? But we did.
They hated soda.
Hated soda. So we told them, hey, we're going to A/B test these 10 things we found in the data, but we want to do it, because I come from politics. So I like the art of the negative ads, really exciting for me. In fact, that's probably going to be the 3rd book I write is that, the art of the negative ad. I call it, it's like comparative advertising. I kind of coined the term comparatizing.
Yes.
But the point is that we A/B tested all these ideas from the data. And of the 10 ideas, the number one message that blew through the roof, it was the most successful ad test that had ever been done in the history of this 8-figure company trying to go to 9 figures. And it was the anti-soda ad. And it not only was it got 50% more clicks than the number 2 out of 10 ads that we tested.
Wow.
And it got a 20% higher conversion rate from just compared to the number 2 ad. So we knew all 10 messages would work. We just didn't know which one would work the best. And so we did this A/B test on the 10 messages, but this is what we found. So my point is, like, everything I do, and the whole reason I wrote the book was to eliminate the risk of the business owner. Does that make sense? And so by telling that business owner, hey, we A/B tested at a small, amount, what messages would work and what wouldn't work. And we found out that these 2 messages, the vegan, vegetarian, and the anti-soda were the top 2, but the top 1 would blow through the roof. And it was the most successful ad they'd ever run. Why? I didn't guess. I didn't sit around a table. I'd love to tell you I'm a genius that came up with an anti-soda ad. I'm not. I just listened to what the customer wanted and delivered what they were looking for.
And why is that so rare? Like, is it because you pay an absurd amount of money for this data set, or you have this insight because of your political background? Like, why isn't this the norm that all marketing companies go to the data first? Hey, Scott, you're interested in growing your mortgage business or your coaching business or whatever. Let's go to the data. Hey, only 10% of your possible clientele are libertarians. They don't want to hear this shit. Wind down the podcast, be a little bit more centric, and advertise in this way. Why isn't that the go-to metric for for like the jumping off point for marketing companies? Like, why are you guys so different?
Because we didn't start in the corporate marketing world. We started from a totally different industry, and we saw vulnerabilities and gaps in the corporate marketing world, and we brought, our strengths into that. I don't know if I'd started in the marketing world, I probably wouldn't have even thought about it.
Right.
But because I worked in politics, where data, every move we make is rooted in what the data tells us, that's just how the approach I would take in the marketing world. So it's funny. I honestly, other than like Gary Vaynerchuk, I don't know another marketer. Like I get asked all the time, oh, these guys must be your competitors. And I go, I don't even know who that is. I don't know. I don't care. Everybody does their own thing. This is my thing. And I just don't have a clue other than like, I listen to CEOs. So CEOs tell me this is what this marketing agency did. This is and I'm like, what? No. Ooh, why'd you do that? And so, yeah, that's where I get all my data from. Like when I say data, like rhetorical data from CEOs telling me about the ways they were taken advantage of, the ways they were scammed, the ways that they spent money for a year, the ways they got locked into, contracts they couldn't get out of. I mean, it just goes on and on and on.